Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to the Explainer. So, if you've ever felt like you're just working incredibly hard, putting in all those long hours, but somehow that effort just isn't translating into actual financial freedom, well, you are in exactly the right place today. We're going to break down some fantastic insights from the multimillionaire mind to decode a really hard truth: why working hard simply doesn't always equal financial security.
Seriously, how many times have you asked yourself this at the end of the month? Where'd all my money go? You get your paycheck, you feel secure for a day or two, and then suddenly, boom, it's just gone. It's incredibly frustrating to watch your hard-earned money just vanish into thin air. I totally get it, and I want to validate that pain right now. It's an exhausting feeling. But the good news, we're going to fix it by looking at the actual behaviors driving it.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're covering why you are still broke, spending before you plan, faking financial success, the skill and motivation gap, the most dangerous habit, and finally, how to take action today. Stick with me until we hit that fifth habit, because that one absolutely changes the game.
Right, let's start at the top. Section 1, why you are still broke.
We really need to clear the air here. Being broke isn't always about being lazy. And honestly, it's not even always about earning too little. The reality? It's often quietly driven by everyday behavioral traps. Tiny, almost invisible habits we fall into without even realizing it. So the crucial point is, we need a complete paradigm shift. It is so easy to play the victim, right? To blame the economy, your boss, or the system for that empty bank account. But real change, real financial freedom only starts when you look at what's actually in your control. And what you can fundamentally control are your habits. This is about stepping out of victimhood and into total empowerment.
Which brings us to our first tactical roadblock. Section 2, spending before you plan.
This is that super common habit of getting paid and immediately blowing that money on food, new clothes, maybe a bigger data plan, or going out, all without giving that money a specific job first. The problem isn't always the exact amount you earn. It's the total lack of direction you give it. You know, you might be telling yourself, oh, I'll start budgeting when I'm rich or when I get that promotion. But financial discipline doesn't require a massive windfall to begin. It has to start right now, today, with whatever little money you currently hold in your hand.
Here's exactly how you do it. I want you to mentally map your money to a hierarchy like this before a single dollar leaves your account. Step 1 is needs. This is the non-negotiable stuff keeping you alive and employed. Food, rent, transport, bills. Step 2 is savings. Notice this comes way before the fun stuff. Even if it's just $5, save something. You gotta pay your future self first. And then step 3 is wants. Whatever is left over goes here. Giving every dollar a job is the absolute core foundation of a multimillionaire mind. Moving on to habit number 2 that's keeping people stuck. Section 3, faking financial success.
We've all felt it, that intense, heavy social pressure to buy expensive things, to constantly upgrade to the newest phone, or just to impress people online way before we can actually afford it. And this brilliantly illustrates a massive difference. There's an exhausting illusion of faking success versus the quiet, unglamorous reality of true progress. Looking rich is loud, right? It's expensive clothes and impressing others, but building wealth, it's remarkably quiet. It looks like saving money, staying home on a Friday to learn a new skill, aggressively paying off debt, or building a small business. One path puts you on a hamster wheel of stress tomorrow, the other makes you truly, permanently free. Let me remind you of something super important. You do not need to prove your value to anyone through the things you buy. Real stability is just so much more important than looking successful today, only to be completely stressed out and drowning in debt tomorrow. Choose stability. Believe me, your future self will thank you for making the quiet, disciplined choice when no one else was watching. All right, we're escalating the stakes a bit now. Section 4, the skill and motivation gap. This gap is all about the danger of depending on just one single income source and stubbornly refusing to learn valuable new skills. The world moves incredibly fast. If you only have one skill and one job, you're vulnerable. Instead, consider high-value skills. Things like video editing, graphic design, sales, writing, coding, social media management. How about photography, digital marketing, teaching, or picking up a trade? I challenge you right now, spend a little less of your valuable time passively consuming content and spend more time learning something that actually solves a problem for other people. The more problems you can solve, the more financial opportunities you create. And that leads directly into the next big hurdle, waiting for motivation. Waiting for the perfect time or waiting to feel ready is just a massive trap.
Motivation is a fleeting feeling. If you say, I'll start when everything is perfect, you are absolutely never going to start. Contrast that with building discipline. Discipline doesn't care how you feel on a rainy Tuesday morning. It's about small actions repeated over time, regardless of your mood. Discipline is what actually transforms your life. Let's move to and see how this builds. You don't need massive, overwhelming overhauls to build that discipline. Look at the power of small actions. Save a tiny amount. Learn for just 30 minutes a day. Track your spending for just 1 week. Post one piece of useful content. Apply for one single opportunity. These tiny actions, repeated consistently, compound into absolutely massive results and build unstoppable momentum. Action builds confidence, guys, not the other way around.
If you've been distracted, come back to me for this one. Section 5, the most dangerous habit.
This habit is the fatalistic, deeply ingrained belief that your financial situation can never, ever improve. It's the ultimate self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, to be clear, positive thinking isn't a magic spell. Simply thinking happy thoughts about money doesn't magically teleport cash into your bank account. However, your mindset completely dictates your everyday decisions. A negative mindset directly impacts whether you choose to save that $5, whether you bother to learn a new skill, and whether you get back up and keep going after facing a setback. Now, what's really interesting about this mindset is just how toxic the internal monologue becomes. Nothing ever works for me. I'll always be broke. Money isn't for people like me. If you repeatedly feed yourself these phrases, you literally stop trying before you even begin. You convince your brain that effort is pointless, effectively slamming the door on your own future. So we're going to do a quick say this, not that reframing exercise. Instead of saying, I have no opportunities, reframe it to, I will prepare myself when opportunities come. Shift your brain into an empowered mindset. Your current situation might be incredibly tough, and that is a very real challenge, but it does not have to be your permanent identity. You've got to separate who you are from your current bank balance. Which brings us to our final section, take action today. The absolute best part about everything we've covered today is that you don't need to fix your entire life overnight. Let's quickly lock these in. Here are the 5 behavioral roadblocks keeping you stuck. Number 1, spending your money before giving it a plan. Number 2, trying to look rich instead of quietly becoming stable. Number 3, refusing to learn valuable new skills. Number 4, waiting for motivation instead of building daily discipline. And number 5, falsely believing that you cannot change your circumstances. So I leave you with this final vital question. Which of these habits do you want to change first? Don't try to conquer all 5 today. Just pick one. I challenge you to choose just one habit to actively work on this week. Take back control of your financial future. Apply what we've decoded here today and just watch how it transforms your life. Start right now.